Everyone, I am Vani, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science from Dr.SNSRCAS College of Arts and Science. Here is my lecture video series on distributed system and middleware technologies. Here, the first chapter we are going to see client-server computing. In the client-server computing, the client system will send a request to the server through internet connections, where the server gives response to the request for the client. The next one is the client requests a resource, then server provides the resource. Here, a server may serve multiple clients at a time, whereas client contact only one server at a time. Both client and server usually communicate via a computer network, but sometimes they may reside the same system. Here, the categories of client-server computing are one-tier architecture, two-tier architecture, three-tier architecture, and n-tier architecture. Here, what is one-tier architecture is a single-way communication, whereas two-tier architecture is both-way communication, whereas three-tier architecture resolves the two-way communication where one system will become free, whereas the other one is serves the next system. The next one, the architecture of client-server computing in one tier. Here, in the presentation layer, it represents a client tier where the application layer will be in between the presentation layer and a database layer. The application layer will be a mediator to communicate between a client and a database. In the two-tier architecture, the client and the database communicate in a two-way process. Here, the client system sends the message, whereas database tier will serves the request and sends response for the client tier. The next one is three-tier architecture. Here, in the three-tier architecture, the client tier, application tier, and database tier serves as a three-tier, whereas a client will send message through application. After that, the application tier will send to the database. The same way, the database will send the response to application layer, then application layer will give back the response to the client tier. The next one is n-tier. In the n-tier architecture, there will be n number of tiers, such as tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, up to maximum number of 3 to 4 tiers, where a single client will be response through various application servers, such as through tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4, etc. Here, we conclude that in the client-server model, usually consists of one or more server computers which provide services and information to number of workstations computers. These services can consist of many different roles, including file services, web services, email services, domain name lookup services, document version system services, internet sharing services, etc. A great example of the client-server model is actually the worldwide internet. On the internet, clients are a computer with web browsers which can access the websites that are hosted on the servers. This client server is the basic model where the client system is the user system which sends a request for through the internet, where the server system get the user's request and access the response and collects the information from the users and gives a proper response that are responsible for a server to give for a client. It may be communicate through various formats, such as a single tier, or two tier, or a three tier, or a n-tier architecture, for which data information can be shared in a number of ways. For a simple message data can use single way communication. Through a broadband, we can use the number of entire systems for implement data for accessing a fast paced network through the internet. Thank you. Let's see the Gorba architecture model in the next session. Thank you.